around 20% less. This is the percentage that tech workers have seen their salaries reduced by over the past year.
You can't ignore that there's been a significant decline in salaries across the U.S.
Factors such as AI, outsourcing, and mass layoffs have made the tech labor market increasingly competitive.
It's becoming especially difficult for software developers to find jobs, and experts say that isn't changing anytime soon.
This, combined with the fact that the job offer for tech jobs has decreased by 30% since 2020, has led job seekers to accept lower salaries.
Layoffs underway, and that job opportunities are tightening. That's a big worry for federal workers being cut.
All of these factors have caused the tech labor market to cool down. So how are tech workers being underpaid now? In recent decades, the tech sector has experienced rapid growth, consolidating itself as one of the key drivers of the modern economy. However, behind this landscape of innovation and prosperity lies an alarming reality for many tech workers: the growing competition and declining wages. It is estimated that the salaries of entry-level tech workers have decreased by 20%. Various factors such as outsourcing, the rise of artificial intelligence, and an overflowing supply of IT talent have led to a reduction in salaries for technology professionals. The wave of layoffs in the tech sector has been one of the main reasons that has affected both job stability and wages for workers.
On the tech sector for a second here, that industry seeing sharp decelerations in hiring in recent years, as well as slashing thousands of jobs this year, just in April alone.
In 2024, more than 300,000 tech workers were laid off in the United States. This number marks a significant increase compared to previous years, showing a growing trend in staff adjustments. Large tech corporations are restructuring their workforces due to global economic uncertainty, changes in demand, and the adoption of technologies such as artificial intelligence. Layoffs in tech giants have not only affected operational-level workers, but also senior executives, which has increased competition for the few remaining job openings. Laid-off workers face a saturated market and, in many cases, must accept jobs with lower salaries to re-enter the job market.
Companies that hire workers with graduate degrees, they have pulled back on hiring, pulled back on wages.
According to the National Bureau of Economic Research, wages for laid-off workers from major tech companies have decreased by between 10% and 15% on average when they manage to find new jobs in the sector. Outsourcing is another reason why salaries in the tech sector have declined. This is a widely used strategy by tech companies to reduce operating costs. With the expansion of globalization and technological advancements, companies began outsourcing their operations. They seek countries with lower labor costs to cut expenses and maintain higher profit margins in the U.S. market. However, the impact on U.S. workers has been negative, as outsourcing has displaced a significant portion of the local workforce.
Increasingly, firms are able to outsource even skilled tasks abroad to countries. If you're in America, to Canada, to Brazil, especially India, where the IT services firms helps you massively.
Tech jobs in areas such as software development, technical support, and customer service are among the main areas that have been outsourced to other countries. Outsourcing not only reduces the number of available jobs, but also creates downward pressure on wages. It is estimated that 40% of IT workers in the U.S. are in direct competition with talent located in countries with lower labor costs, such as India and the Philippines. For example, an entry-level software developer in the U.S. can earn up to $120,000 annually. In contrast, a worker with the same skills in India can earn up to $15,000 a year, depending on experience and specialization. This wage disparity has incentivized companies to hire workers outside of the U.S., especially for lower-level roles. For U.S. professionals, this represents direct pressure on their salaries. However, companies argue that they don't need to pay as much when they can outsource functions to countries with much lower rates. Artificial intelligence is marking one of the biggest transformations in the global labor landscape, and the tech industry is no exception.
37% of workers surveyed are worried about automation putting jobs at risk.
AI algorithms and platforms are increasingly capable of performing tasks that previously required human intervention. This includes analyzing large volumes of data, automating repetitive processes, and creating content. This has led to a decrease in demand for workers in certain roles. At the same time, competition for more specialized roles in areas such as AI development, machine learning, and cybersecurity has increased.
When you look at job postings for generative AI, those are way up. Obviously, companies are looking for this skill set. It is a niche that is growing very quickly.
It is estimated that 27% of jobs in the tech sector in the U.S. could be automated by 2030. However, automation has not eliminated jobs, but has transformed the skills required. This has forced tech workers to specialize even more to stay competitive in the market. This has created a gap between highly skilled AI workers and those in traditional tech fields, which could have adverse effects on the salaries of less specialized workers. In terms of salary, the difference between an AI specialist and someone with traditional skills is clear. AI developers can earn an average of $140,000 a year. In contrast, a software developer with a more general focus may see their salary reduced to $90,000 annually, which represents a significant difference. While more technical positions are well paid, more common and less specialized roles are being affected.
We're starting to see that in some of those really spiky roles, our top engineering roles, some of our roles on the sales side. We're seeing some of that come down, but it's not across the board.
These roles are seeing a decrease in their wages due to the competition generated by AI and the oversupply of talent. One factor that has played a key role in the decline of salaries in the tech sector is the disproportionate growth of talent supply without a corresponding demand for workers. In recent years, the number of people entering tech careers has increased significantly. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of jobs in the tech sector grew by 22% between 2020 and 2023, and it is expected to continue growing. However, the labor market has not been able to efficiently absorb so many newly trained workers. This has created an oversupply of talent, competing for a limited number of well-paying jobs. Competition for these positions has led companies to keep wages low, as they have a wide range of candidates to choose from. In the tech sector, there has been an increase in entry-level and mid-level jobs that, while offering stability, do not provide the wages that workers expected.
It appears that the more you earn, the harder it has been to find a job right now.
Salaries for entry-level software engineers, which used to hover around $90,000, are now closer to $80,000, according to a 2024 Glassdoor report. This salary adjustment is partly due to the enormous competition faced by workers seeking positions in companies like Meta or Microsoft, where the supply of talent far exceeds demand. While the tech sector is experiencing a slowdown in wages, other sectors of the economy have seen improvements or stability in their compensation. For example, in the healthcare sector, salaries remain considerably high. A surgeon in the U.S. can earn an average of $400,000 annually, depending on their specialty and location. On the other hand, workers in the financial sector, such as investment bankers and hedge fund managers, continue to see salary increases, with annual wages that can exceed $150,000. Despite the pressure on salaries in the tech sector, there are certain specializations that remain well paid. Cybersecurity experts, for example, continue to see growing demand, with annual salaries reaching up to $160,000 due to the increasing need to protect businesses from cyber attacks.
U.S. businesses try to stay one step ahead of the hackers. Cybersecurity professionals are in super high demand.
Businesses nationwide are beefing up their cybersecurity teams, and it's going to take a lot of professionals to fill that gap.
However, overall, the salary landscape in the tech sector is adjusting downward, especially in less specialized positions. The decline in wages in the U.S. tech sector is a complex phenomenon driven by a series of interconnected factors. Outsourcing, artificial intelligence, and labor market saturation have created a challenging environment for tech workers. Added to this are layoffs at large tech companies, which have led to many wages being below prior expectations. Although some tech specializations remain profitable, the oversupply of talent and the pressure of automation have significantly impacted workers' compensation.
At Economy Media, your opinion matters to us. Subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments below.